just want to talk. Like, it's been so long since I've recorded anything and sat here on camera just like messing with my hair like I do almost every video I post. And just, at some point I'm screwing with my hair. It just happens. I'm like zhuzhing it constantly. It's just a thing. I haven't filmed in the longest time, and I just wanted to sit down and play with some makeup and kind of like bring some life to my face and wish you a happy new year and do that whole thing. I got to 1,000 subscribers, which is like wild, and yeah, we're in a whole new year and things have already happened, like the Golden Globes and just all kinds of stuff has just already been going on. It's already off to a running start. So hi, how's it going? You might remember me from such videos as where's my toothbrush and why am I sitting here? And I wanted to hang out with you guys today and just do some makeup and chat. I missed you, and it's just been kind of weird. I haven't had the motivation for lots of reasons, and I don't, this isn't going to be like a boohoo, so if you're thinking about clicking away, don't, because I'm not going to get into all the stuff that's been going on. It's not even something I want to talk about today. I just want to hang out and visit and talk about some other things that have been going on that have nothing to do with my life personally, for the most part, because it just sounds like a lot more fun. So if that sounds cool, stick around because I'm about to get into it. But before I do, if you haven't already, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, come hang out on my channel. It'd be really great to have you here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. I'm gonna put my hair up and I'm just gonna sit here and ramble because I feel like that's where I'm at right now. I don't really have anything planned out or thought out. I haven't uploaded in the longest time. I've been doing a lot of short form content, and I feel like I've just been in that space. I find it's a lot easier to share things that I think are just gonna make you laugh, or, you know, just brief things. And let's face it, YouTube is a lot more, how do I say this? YouTube is pushing out, you know, the short form content a lot more than they are long form content, at least for me. And if you're a creator, my friend here, and you know, let me know what you think. Do you feel the same way, if you agree one way or the other? Because I do. I feel like they're leaning, and have been for a while now, more toward the short form, like they want to compete with TikTok, you know, that kind of thing. So I feel like those videos tend to do a lot better than my long form content. But regardless, you know, I wanted to sit down and just do an actual video where we're like hanging out and chatting and just, you know, whatever, just having a moment together. Because I'm telling you, it has been such a long time. I'm literally in here dusting because it's just very, it's very dusty. But, you know, I got some stuff for Christmas. I don't know if you guys want to see some of the things I got for Christmas, let me know. One of the things I did get was this brightener from Rare Beauty, the whole under eye thing. Speaking of Rare Beauty, oh my God. The Golden Globes popped off the other night. I guess Selena Gomez was spilling some tea to Taylor Swift. I think I've already used this in a video before, this Rare Beauty thing. It kind of reminds me almost of, like I said before, I think in a video, is the Charlotte Tilbury, the like filter, flawless filter thing that helps brighten up the face and all that. It's nice though, I like it. I've been enjoying it. So there was a lot of drama going on at the Golden Globes the other night, and I was watching it, and who was it, Joy Crow? People are saying that they really didn't like.
Barbie is on a plastic doll with big boobies. I watched Barbie, I loved it, I really did love it. I don't want you guys to think that I'm a creep, but it was kind of weird being attracted to a plastic doll. Something about your...
I didn't watch the actual, let's rewind, because I didn't watch the actual deal. I watched the snippets on YouTube. That's really what I've been watching, and just everyone talking about how they didn't like how he performed during the whole thing, and how Selena was whispering to Taylor Swift about something that was going on with Timothée Chalamet, and how maybe like Little Miss Jenner was like not wanting her to take a picture with him or something like that. Nobody knows for sure. People are they're like really invested trying to decipher what were they talking about, you know, what were they saying, were they shading, you know, I don't know, it was a trip. I find it interesting, but also kind of silly, especially when you think about everything that's like going on in the world. But this is the thing, you know, we're going to talk about. It's like people are really invested in the life of Selena Gomez, and if she's going to continue to do music. She was on another podcast where she was talking about how she may have one album left in her, and then after that she wants to be done. Like she's done it now. She wants to focus more on her acting and let go of the music portion of the program. And I wonder, what do you think about that? Do feel kind of bummed? Are you a fan of her music, or are you just like, well, you know, whatever, it's cool. If she wants to stop singing, that's her prerogative. She can do that, because I think that's pretty much where I land. I figure if you're not feeling it and you no longer have the passion for it, then it wouldn't be worth it for her to continue, because she's not going to come out with anything that has any meaning or feeling for her. And I think that we would notice it if you're a fan of her music. I think that's something that you would notice. When someone doesn't like what they do, you can tell. It's like me when I wait tables. You can tell by the look on my face that I'm not really enjoying it, that I do it because I have to and I got to keep the bills paid. And not that I haven't been waiting tables. I haven't done that in a long time. I'm still doing the craft service thing, and I was able to find a couple of little non-union things recently because of my friends, which worked out really well, and incredibly grateful for that. But I'm looking forward to things getting busy again now that the strike is over, which is really great. I know I talked about that a lot in past videos, so it's a relief to be able to say that yes, it's stopped finally and work is going to resume again. And I honestly feel like once things get like mid-January, my sister-in-law and I were talking about, that's when things are going to really start ramping up. And I'm excited for that, because I would really like to, you know, have a paycheck again, and and also feel like I'm doing something that's something. I don't know. I just feel like I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for something to happen, and that can be really frustrating. And I've had all this time where it's like, you know, I could have been filming and stuff like that, but I have just been the least motivated I've been, I feel like, ever in my life. And I'm not going to go into full like detail. Like I said, I don't want it to be that kind of video where I'm talking about all the stuff that has gone on and all that, because I want it to be, you know, more fun and lighthearted and stuff like that than anything like that. That would be more serious or boo-hoo. But I just haven't been motivated, and like I said, short form content has been a lot more doable for me, because it's quick and easy, and I can still chat with you guys here and there in the comments and have a little laugh and share something funny and or fun, and I just haven't felt like switching on the camera and just doing the thing. It's like, I don't know, am I lazy? Is it laziness, or is it just like I couldn't even begin to tell you. I really don't know. It's just life and all that other crap. It's like other things have just taken my attention, and I think it happens to a lot of people, so it's not really all that unusual. But I'm excited that I'm here today and, you know, putting on makeup and, you know, doing a thing and just hanging out. Speaking of, we're going to use a little more Rare Beauty. So I want to know your thoughts. If you happen to catch the Golden Globes, or you know anything about like the drama that was going on, what do you think they were talking about? Just if it even matters to you, because I mean, I'm kind of curious, and also at the same time I realize that there's more important things going on in the world, but I'm also kind of curious.
Because, you know,
I'm just nosy, and I always have been. So I want to know your thoughts on that. I also want to talk about, okay, can we talk about this for a minute? Let me just say this. The Stanley Cup thing. Did any of you, by any chance, get into the whole Stanley Cup thing? I don't personally own a Stanley Cup. I have a couple things like that are like that I got from Target for way less money. Sorry, it's like, come on, ridiculous to me. But I have cups like that, but not the Stanley Cup. And I guess they did a collab, if you don't know, with Starbucks, and they and it's a cute little deal. I mean, it looks neat, but I mean, come on, people were camping out at Target to try and be the first to get in there to grab one of these freaking cups, and they were trampling over each other and losing their freaking minds. I don't know, man. I don't get it. I don't think it's that cool. I don't think it's that amazing. It's just a cup with a freaking straw, and overpriced one at that. So, just out of curiosity, long after it happened, it's a limited edition, and apparently they're going to be doing more collaborations with other companies. I did look around to see if I could find one. I wasn't really able to find one in-house. I didn't think I would be able to, but I was at Target, and just, you know, out of curiosity, you're looking around just like, you know, let's see. You never know. Stranger things have been known to happen. Obviously, I didn't find it, which I'm totally okay with. I wasn't really planning on buying it anyway. I guess I just wanted to see it in person, because it's like, what's all the fuss about? You know what I'm saying? It was like, I don't get it. What's the big freaking deal? I didn't see it in person, but I did see it on Amazon for $140. And I think more of them have popped up to where it's gotten even more expensive than that for a freaking cup, for a cup that has like a thermal deal to it that keeps your water cold or something. Really? I mean, oh my God. I just don't, I can't even relate to that. It just doesn't even make any damn sense to me, but people were freaking out over it. So Stanley Cup is back and in full force. The Golden Globes was full of drama, and we have just barely started the new year. So there's that. And I'm wondering, how was your new year? How was your Christmas? You know, I haven't even had the chance to this is the first time I've had the chance to chat with you guys about the holidays and stuff. And I hope that if you celebrate or whatever, that, you had a good one, that it was fun. I'm not really big on New Year's. I'll usually stay up, until midnight and wish Pat, Happy New Year. Give my honey a kiss and then off to bed. I've never really been really into it. I mean, I think there was one time some years ago, I told you guys, where I went to where did I go? Palm Springs, and I won $400 and hung out with my friend. Back in my 20s though. It was a long while ago, sadly. Since then, I just don't care. It's just not my favorite holiday. But I do love Christmas, and we had a pretty chill one. We went and spent time with Pat's family, and I also got to see my mom, and I got to see my sister, whom I hadn't seen in a very long time. And it was at a family function. It was just before the holidays, and I got to reconnect with her. It was something that I didn't think would happen, after I hadn't spoken to her for so long, and it was pretty nice. I gotta be honest. Not to get into full delve deep in detail or whatever. It was nice to see her, and we got to spend a little time together, and it was a good thing. It was a very positive thing. So I'm grateful for that. I think that was one of my favorite Christmas gifts I could say that I got, was being able to have a peaceful moment with my sister, who I hadn't seen in just the longest time. So that was pretty cool. And other than that, yeah, it was just pretty chill. We're gonna probably go back up north in February to visit with family there, and yeah, just kind of do that deal. Another thing that I got recently, because I'm so curious about this, I don't know why, I'm really late to the game on this one, but it's the NARS concealer. I got a little teeny tiny one to try. Okay, here's the weird thing. I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I had this on, and I completely forgot, fell asleep, woke up the next day, and I'm like, God, why do I look so, how strange, I look so awake. I don't get it. I rarely look like this. I always have natural dark circles under my eyes, which I've said many times before, and it was this. I fell asleep with this on because I'd literally done a little, when you do your makeup and you just do a couple little things like concealer, and you just spot conceal certain areas and just lighten and brighten. You're not doing a full beat. That's what it was. I just done a little concealing thing, and I completely spaced, went to sleep, woke up the next day, and this was still on. So I have to say, I'm going to go ahead and invest in a larger one. Even though I like my little Glossier one that I have, I really enjoy this concealer, and it just didn't budge. I mean, it was there. It did not go away. It looked bright, and it didn't look creasy or anything like that in the morning. It looked really good. So I'm thoroughly impressed. I mean, that's the first thing out of this brand in a while that I've been oh, that's actually really good. So I don't know. I'm going to get the full-size one and just keep it, which I should have got with one of my Christmas gifts, which was a gift card to Ulta, but I didn't. I got that shark thing instead. I got other things that I, had the big interest in, and they had the bigger sticker price, and I couldn't have afforded to have done it currently, so I used my gift cards for stuff like that. But I do plan on going and getting more of that concealer, the larger size, because it's really great. So if you haven't tried it, I absolutely 100% recommend it, because it's decent. It works, and it stays freaking put, especially once you set it. And I think the thing that really sold me on it, other than the waking up the next day and seeing it still on my face, was that I didn't look creasy. I didn't look all it didn't accentuate any wrinkles or anything like that for me. It wore really well on the skin. So, I don't know, I'm just saying, if you haven't tried it yet, you might want to give it a shot. And this bronzer too, it's just freaking epic. I can hear a plane. It's gonna go overhead here in a second. Sorry for the noise, can't be helped. We live in the air directional space for planes to fly over, and it just freaking happens. Oh, we had a small earthquake too a couple of days ago, which was really made it sound like it was just happening now. We had an earthquake a couple days back where I was like, oh, that's a trip. I was sitting here, I'm like, oh, it's a little shaky, and then it went away. My best friend was in town with her husband at the time, and it's oh God, I hope she's all right. I gotta call and check on her, make sure she's doing okay. She didn't say, they may have not had been still here. They may have headed back to Vegas by the time that happened, but her terror is in fact earthquakes, because we were together for the big one, I think what was 94, 96, that big ass earthquake that went off in Northridge was the epicenter. We were there in the epicenter. So ever since then, she doesn't really feel comfortable in California anymore. So that's why she avoids this place. And she's only recently started, feeling comfortable coming back. And she said she was here for like a week with her husband, and she might come by because they had like plans already, so there was no pressure. So if I didn't see her, it wasn't like a big deal. It was okay. But wouldn't you know it, there was an earthquake. So I need to check up on her and see how she's doing, if she experienced the earthquake, or if maybe hopefully she was out of town by then. I hope that she was already home, because yeah, I wouldn't want her to be freaked out. I know that's something that really like bothers her a lot, and she was she was traumatized by it. So that's a real thing. It happens. It's the way it goes. But speaking of friends, I want to talk about someone I don't know at all. I want to talk about someone that I really like here on the platform. I want to talk about RawBeautyKristi really quick. Now, I know I did a video on her not too long ago, and it actually did really well. It was when she was in that whole drama with how she hadn't like denounced James Charles or anything like that, where she was still following him, and a whole big deal, the debacle and all that happened. And I don't follow James Charles. I'm not a fan, and I'm never going to be a fan. He's just someone that I think is doing things that are gross, and I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not into him at all. But I guess she was still following him and then stopped and never addressed it and all that other stuff. And I got a lot of comments on that video. What I noticed, and I think I may have talked about this before, but it's something that happened recently that kind of like bummed me out. I know I'm dragging me out, but she had a video go up, and I saw it, and I didn't click on it, because, and it isn't that I'm not happy for her. I am. I think, she's gotten her kids, she's got her farm, she's got her husband, and they're like, happy. And I think what gave me pause, I'm use this little Glossier today, I like this one, I haven't used it in a while, was that I'm just not and let me know if you feel the same way, I'm just not as excited about her content anymore. I can remember a time when she would upload something on her channel, and the moment I saw it, I was clicking. I wanted to see, what was going on. I couldn't wait for her next makeup review. She's witty, she's smart, she's funny, she's really great at doing these reviews, and she's so fun to freaking watch. I loved her bloopers and outtakes and just her personality. And I don't know, I understand she has become a mom, and I understand, even though I'm not a mom, I can understand how things change, as your life changes, things change, and the content is changing and all this stuff. But okay, I'm just gonna say, and I know the thing is that I've done this myself, and that's another reason why I wasn't wanting to upload, because I have just been in a headspace that has just not been a very good one, and that's just the reality of the situation. You know what I mean? It just hasn't been. Do I look like an Oompa Loompa? I feel like it's giving orange, and I don't know what's happening here, but is that the camera? Is that like literally my skin right now? Am I just orange AF? Because I feel like it's giving Cheeto. It's kind of happening. I'm a little orange. I don't know how that happened. Speaking of Robbie, she used to say it all the time, am I orange? Back to that and my orange ass face. This is it. I'm just going to leave it. It is what it is. Deal with the orangeness. That is me. I didn't click on her video as much. I know she's been, she's gotten a lot of stuff, and her life has really just done a complete turnaround. I understand, even though, like I said, not a mom, she has kids, and it changes things. Great. But the content is just, I'm going to use this, my hourglass, which is now making squeaky noises. The content for me is not, it's not for me. That's really all it is. It's just like, I don't really, I can't relate to parenting because I'm not a parent. I can't relate to farming because I don't farm. I don't even really spend a lot of time doing outdoorsy stuff. I've just never really been an outdoorsy person. So all the things that she's posting about, talking about, all that stuff, it's just not the kind of content that I would normally gravitate toward. And I saw there's a video that's up for her like right now, and I just, I don't know, I just keep like, I look at it, I'm like, I don't scroll past, but a part of me feels kind of like a little sad by it. I don't know how else to say it, but it's like, oh, what a bummer, because I really do miss the content that she would put out that was, I'm looking down when I'm saying this because I'm trying to find something here real quick, and I just realized my little powder puff fell, so love that for me. I really miss the content that she used to put out that was, the makeup and the, just how she was just doing her creative, funny, you know, here's me doing this look and talking about this or that, the reviews and stuff. That was the stuff that I enjoyed watching, and that was the reason why I subscribed to her channel and watched her content, was because it was something that was interesting and fun for me to watch. And I feel like maybe some of the things I've been doing lately have kind of done the same thing, you know, to where it's like the content I'm putting out are things maybe people don't really have an interest in watching or in that kind of thing. Totally possible, and I get it. I completely understand that. I also notice is that a lot of the times when she's uploading, and listen, here's where I feel like I'm going to be kind of a jerk. I don't mean to sound like a jerk, because I can relate to a lot of stuff like that with, you know, depression and anxiety and all that jazz. Believe me, I know I have spent the better part of my life dealing with stuff like that, but it just seems like every time I will click on a video for RawBeautyKristi and watch it, she's always depressed. There's always something going on that's like, there's always a struggle. If it isn't the headaches, it's, you know, her anxiety. If it isn't her anxiety, it's her depression. If it isn't that, it's you know, dealing with physical stuff, or, you know, wanting to lose weight or feeling unmotivated. And there were a couple people that had commented, and again, I'm not trying to say anything. I like RawBeautyKristi. I do. I like her. It's just that things have changed so much that I just don't have the interest that I used to have in watching her content. It's just not as fun to watch, because it seems like there's always something wrong. And I could say the same thing for myself. You know, like I said, we all go through it. We all have stuff, you know, where things happen in our lives and we want to sit down and talk about it and share about it and do that whole deal. But if she isn't doing that, talking about like problems and health issues and things like that, then she's off to the chicken coop to, you know, and homesteading, and it's all just stuff that I'm really not interested in. And it's also, it's kind of a bummer. I don't know how else to say it. Somebody used to make me laugh and smile. It's like, it's kind of a bummer. So I find that I don't really watch her content as much anymore. And I wonder if you are a RawBeautyKristi fan, or used to be, or whatever, do you feel the same way? Or do you think, I'm not trying to be rude, I mean, if you're having of the channel and you want to talk about what's going on in your life and all that, and share with people, like, you know, this is what I'm going through and how I'm dealing with it. There's nothing wrong with it, but after a while, it's like, if everything's bad all the time, it just becomes kind of a drag, and I just find that I'm less likely to click on a video of hers these days than I used to be when she first, you know, was uploading and talking about makeup and all that other crap. It was far more interesting for me to watch that and have a laugh with her than to listen to her talk about, you know, cluster headaches and all, which I'm sure it's awful. I'm sure it is. And she can post whatever she wants, and maybe I'm in the wrong for even bringing it up, but I don't know, man. If you are in the same kind of mind frame as me, please let me know what you think in the comments, because it's like, it's kind of sad, and it happens with a lot of creators, you know, and I've done it too. I've made changes and gone off and done other things, and it, you know, it happens to where people who watch you for a certain thing, obviously they're not going to come back and watch you for, you know, what you might veer off and do for whatever reason. And I just think that she's really kind of gone heavy on the problems and issues and things like that in her life that are just kind of like, and it's okay. I feel like I need to cover my butt, because people are gonna be like, "Good, you're not allowed to. Don't say that." And it's very mean, and I'm not trying to be mean. It's just, if I sat here and just did videos where I was like telling you guys all my complaints and stuff, after a while, I would imagine that people would just get tired of hearing it. And I feel like that's where I'm at. I feel like that's where I'm at with her content, is that I just don't feel as interested in watching her stuff if she's just gonna talk about how miserable everything is, and this struggle and that struggle. And it's like, yeah, I get it, you know, struggles, they happen, and we're all going through it. Everybody has problems, you know, we all have stuff that we're going through and dealing with. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like for me these days, when I turn on YouTube or the TV or whatever in general, I want to have something that's entertaining and something that helps me escape from the issues that are going on in my life, as opposed to something that just reminds me of all the things that are just like, that fucking sucks, you know what I'm saying? And it's just as easy as not watching. I guess that's really what it comes down to, which I really haven't been. But I wonder, have you continued to watch, if you watch her at all, and do you feel the same way I do, or are you enjoying, you know, the stuff that she's talking about? Because it's kind of, to me, I don't know, it's just not that entertaining. It's just kind of a drag. I don't know where my, oh, let me use this. I haven't used this in a while. This is my Hourglass lip gloss that was apparently viral, that I really don't think is viral at all. But I'm doing a monochromatic, usual kind of like chill look that is kind of orange. So yeah, this is my look today. And I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about a couple of things and get your feedback, because it has been the longest time, I feel like, since I've actually done a video and put makeup on and hung out and pulled my hair out of my head with these frickin' things that I continue to use, even though they're painful, and I just keep using them. So I don't know why. I'm like, am I a glutton for punishment? Probably a little bit. Got my little light on. It's just been the longest time since I sat here in front of the ring light and the camera and all that. It just seems kind of crazy, but this is my look for today. Orange, and I'm okay with it, because it's self-acceptance. And I like it. It's okay. I don't know what happened, but it's still cute, and I'm just gonna wear it and go do my thing. But I just wanted to sit down with you guys and have a moment and chat, because it's just been the longest time, and I do miss you, and I miss this. I need to find the motivation and get unlazy, whatever it is that that has stifled the creativity. Some things that are, you know, obviously beyond my control, which again, I'm not going to get into, but it's nice to just sit here and just talk, because yeah, it's been a while. And I hope that there were moments in this video that you found funny, that made you laugh and or smile, because I don't want to do that, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to be that where people are like, oh God, you know, what is it now? And it's like, you know, that's not where I mean, things happen. I'm saying shit happens, because it does. Things happen, you know, and it's life, but there are good things too. So I just wanted to sit down and have a moment, an orange moment with you guys, and let you know that I do miss you. I'm thinking about you. I hope you're having a happy new year, and let me know your thoughts on things that are going on, random nonsense, and let's just keep going, you know, and I'm really hoping that it is a really great year for everybody. I think a lot of people have gone through it last year. I think it was for a lot of folks, it was a thing. So I'm hopeful, and I love you, and I'm orange. So yeah, anyway, that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. As always, I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.